He's behind the trees. My internet reaches all the way from my apartment over there. It's the second door. All the way over to here. Right by the street side. That's a helicopter. It's about 8:40 p.m. September 11th, 2020. Friday. Aslan and I are out here in the minivan in the parking lot of my apartment complex. And my internet even reaches all the way out to here. My phone is picking it up. And it's connected to it. So yeah, I'm sitting here smoking a combo doobie. I'll let my kid know I got $80 that I'm gonna spend Monday at a dispensary. Unless he can make it before Monday. And I'll just buy my cartridges from him. You see. So he might make it. You never know. He can make a little money, cover his gas and shit. He won't make a lot. And he'll get to see my place. I mean, actually go up a minute. I send pictures to everybody. Just about everybody. Some of y'all, we kind of fell off contact due to like phone situation, whatever, being on the road. New connections, all that shit. Aslan and I today, after doing the internet, Felicia went home early from work, sick, and I went by Burger King and picked me up a Whopper Jr. with cheese and brought by. Man, she just looked so horrible. I was actually alarmed at how she looked. And she's like, oh, it's just I inhaled too much seawater. I'm like, well, I don't know. And, it's like, I need her and John to thrive and survive if I'm supposed to leave my kitties with them and shit, I can't have something happening to them, so that we need to pray harder. Boost more good, positive energy on them and shit. Lisa took care of me for 30 years and took care of those animals, for 6 years. So there should be some kind of good karma associated to that. So yeah. Well, my combo do be lit back up. The cigarette must have lit it up when I put the cigarette out. I picked it up out of the ashtray because it jumped up in the air and I just grabbed it. But yeah, we're creating a new universe. One of the tarot card readers that's really in touch with spirituality understands that some of us are creating a new universe where the animals won't be suffering and children won't be sexualized and used as science experiments. And yeah, that's happening. And I'm not really trying to manifest the Harley because I'm old and tired. But if God provides it, well, then I guess I'm gonna have to put my ass on it and ride it. I was just trying to get me a motorized bike for $850, and I'm finding out that, well, just getting that's gonna be kind of hard. But I would like to get it. So anyway, Aslan and I walked down to the gazebo across from Burger King. There at the 72 Stagger, 72 West, Stagger, no, 72 East, Stagger, sorry. Yeah, there's a few gazebos in this town, public gazebos. And that's one of them, right there in the corner at the light. So Aslan and I walked down to it. It's about a half a mile or so. And he pulled the whole way, man. I mean, he's getting halter burns from pulling so much when he wears a halter. Because he doesn't wear it like, I take it off him when he's not going outside. And Lisa and John have been taking it off him at night. So, Lisa came by and brought me a Whopper Jr. with cheese and asked if I'd just keep Aslan for the night. So it's like, yeah, she's ill. And he pulled the whole way down there, and he sat there exhausted for the 20 minutes, half hour or so that we sat there. And I don't know, it took about 25 minutes to walk back. About 20 minutes. Because I texted my sister and Lisa, but I texted my sister. My sister was texting me back. I think Lisa was already asleep, probably in bed. Because she was sick, my homesick, so she probably went to bed. But, my sister was texting me back, and when I got back, when Aslan and I got back to the woods across the street from the apartment complex here and sat down, I pulled my phone out and looked at my messages, and it had been 23 minutes since I texted my sister from the gazebo. And I had, after I texted her, I probably got up, 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later. So I figured it took us about 20 minutes to walk back. And that was with him Scooby-Dooing me, walking a whole lot slower because he wore himself out. So yeah, I'm gonna wade into Cassandra for pre-Vini. See if I can't get her going. I have to figure something out, set some boxes up or something to set up like a table for the synthesizer and shit and speakers and all that good shit. And then be able to set the laptop and synthesizer up for, at least doing some jazz songs in the meantime. While I'm waiting for, whatever to manifest to do something else. And I'm dicking around with the lyrics and the guitar right now. I used to know a lot of it, and you'd be surprised how you don't remember nothing. But Love, Rain or Me by The Who, I kind of wanted to do a half-ass sloppy cover of that. I don't know, it's like there's a lot of songs that I'm deciding I want to do as covers lately. I don't have a list or nothing. It's just like, I'll get done with one and then, I'll get the idea for another one. And I got the idea for this one last night. So I dicked around with, looking up the lyrics and the chords today and watching a guy play it, the guitar to it, with it. The lead guitar part, the alternative rhythm and lead guitar part. And which was, helping me bring back the memory that, like, if I play it and sing it by myself with a guitar, I incorporate some of the alternative rhythm that the lead guitar does, as well as the acoustic part. It's like I cut into the acoustic part to add that, to augment it with that. And sometimes, I even, like stop and you won't have no rhythm behind it, but I'll do the lead, to it. You see? Because I don't know, when I like played it with a band, I, would break off into the lead. And I did a lot of that alternative rhythm shit. Not quite as much as the band did, Pete Townsend. And not as much as this guy did, who almost perfectly emulates Pete Townsend's guitar work. I mean, not perfectly, but it's like, he's got all the parts and, knows where all the notes are pretty much. I mean, basically. But you see, that's not a huge accomplishment. What people don't realize, when you hear somebody play something exactly like the artist did it, that's actually a lack of originality and a lack of bravery to take the song and make it your own, even if you got to cut something out. Like, I might have to cut the lead part out. I don't know what's going to happen with it yet. I'm learning to be more patient when I do a cover now and dick with it a little bit. Now that I've got so many covers out, this cover I'm wanting to take my time with and do it different and just start doing my covers slower if I do more covers, which, I never know when, I do one, if that's the last one I'm going to do, I thought Never Surrender was going to be my last one. And here I'm dicking with another one. I don't know if I will actually follow through with it, and, there will be a video manifested from it. But I'm dicking with it, just so y'all know what I'm dicking with as far as, pulling my guitar out and silently strumming it in my old people apartment, even though they can blare their TVs loud as fuck where you can hear them outside. I know the minute that you can hear my guitar through the wall, somebody's gonna fucking cry like a baby, because, well, there's creativity, and there's just a thing against creativity, man. People, especially like if it makes noise, people, and then if I tried to do any vocal parts up in there, my voice reverberates. It would carry out through the fucking place. There'd be people fucking 5 apartments down fucking pissed off about the shit. So I will never be able to like sing here unless I do it like out here in the van, which this is where I intend to work on the guitar when I actually start trying to play it, instead of just, remember it and remember, get my fingers to remember. See, you got to remember, I'm working with this thing in my neck, the narrowing vein, that's fucking with my brain. It's slowing down blood flow to my brain. And it's also, my left hand is just numb. It's been numb for like a year now. They diagnosed this shit about a year ago, and it has progressed where, I had for a while, I thought maybe it was the blood coming out of my ass or something. Maybe it was a combination of both. But I was for a while having blackouts. Almost like, functional blackouts where people didn't know I was blacked out. And then I'd just wake up and I'd be like, wow, where the fuck am I at? What am I doing? And it's like I lost time and shit, The last time that I remember, being awake or, remember, it's like I wasn't even, where I woke up. And, I wasn't drunk or drinking or anything like that when these things happen. And then, there's the, 5 or 6 times that I just fell out. I just fell to the floor, man, And, I don't know, one time I was down on the floor for like 10 minutes. Usually I'd wake up within, a couple minutes. So, yeah, I had that shit happening. I haven't had any recognizable losses of time or anything like that lately. I don't know if it cleared up or what, but I know that my left hand, I can't feel it. So I have to really work harder to deliver the guitar now. And I have to look at what I'm doing a lot more now than I used to, because I can't feel shit, so I can't feel where I'm at. I can't even feel, how hard I'm pushing the strings and shit. It's just like my left hand is like it's asleep. And how after a while the little itchiness from your hand being asleep, it'll go away, and it's just like it's numb. And you have to slap it around and get the itchiness to come back before they actually wake up. Well, I'm never going to get the itchiness back, I guess, and I'm never going to get it all the way awake. It's like, there's always going to be, it's just like my hand is numb. It's functional, but it's numb. So yeah, the other day I was like fucking burning skin off of it and shit when I used my left hand to extinguish a cigarette, I squeeze off the ashes, the hots, because the cigarettes burn really fast, so it's like, and I don't want to smoke a whole cigarette at once usually, so, I'll squeeze it off and then light it back up a little later, and one cigarette I might light it up 4 or 5 times, before I smoke the whole thing. And I had a hot burning on my fingertip, burning a hole in it and didn't even notice it. And I smelled burning flesh and looked at my fingers like, oh fuck, it's smoking. So yeah, it was just, I guess I'm just lucky that I caught it when I did, because it could have negatively affected my ability to play for a while. And the last thing I want to do is lose any more functionality musically, you see, because I can't jam right now. I mean, I can in the van. Not right now. I have Az with me, and I do things different when I have him with me. Like, I don't drink and shit. I picked up a bottle of vodka the other day, and I'll drink a bottle of vodka in 2 days, and then I won't fuck with it for a while, a couple weeks, a month, or whatever. And then when I buy one again, I'll drink it in 2 days, So if I'm going to drink with somebody, I have to buy 2 bottles of vodka, because, I'm still going to want to do my regiment of drink the vodka for 2 days. Just something about that. When I do it, I want to do it for 2 days and then not do it at all for a long time, a week at least. So yeah, that's something that, like, my brother, he doesn't have that option, because he's a full-blown drunk alcoholic, where he has to have it every day, all the time. When he doesn't, he's miserable and shaking and feeling sick. I can't imagine, being that way with alcohol. So yeah, this neighborhood is a little bit weird. It's only 2 blocks to get to State Street, though, which is it's like a main drag. It's actually, it comes down as Maple, and then when you come around the curve, I guess it turns into State or some shit, I don't know. But we walked down to Burger King, crossed the street, sat there at the gazebo, sent some pictures off on my phone, and then walked back. Hung out over there in the woods, and I sat by a fucking picker bush and got little picker splinters in my hand. That, I still have a few of them. When you rub my finger over the area, you can feel them, but you can't see them because they're so tiny. So I need a toilet seat, but I have internet. My toilet seat, underneath it, one of the sides, the tab is broke, so then it slides when you sit on it, even though I tried tightening it. And fuck, man, I almost cut my dick when it slid, the first time, because the seat was so loose. And it's like, I don't know, that's, some people do that. They'll break a toilet seat and they won't fucking fix it. And the only way to fix it is to break the other side off, or just replace the seat. There's little tabs underneath it, one on each side. When it sits down on the bowl, on one side the tabs are broke off, and it's like, fuck. So the seat is kind of miserable to sit on. So, and I need some blue pills, I need tea bags. You see, I gotta make me a shopping list. And then I need to get to the store and get the shit. I need me a toilet brush, some cleanser, and some of them blue scrubbing bubble pills for the toilet water, you know, because that just makes it seem like home when you have that. Those bubbles, scrubbing bubbles, they do the work for you, so you don't have to. Well, not really, but they do make the water blue, which is cool. Can't let your animals drink out of the toilet, but you shouldn't anyway. I mean, goddamn, you got your animal fucking drinking E. coli and shit. Ugh. You know. Oh, but their mouths are sterile. Not after that shit. Not after licking cat ass or eating some fucking cat dookie. Come on, man. Not after eating another dog's shit or licking its fucking piss off a fire hydrant. We were just waiting for the guitar to come back around after the 20-minute stop of this super cool camera. This camera has survived some shit, man. It's been dropped. It's all kinds of shit. It still works. It doesn't work too bad still. Yeah, I can upload my videos now without fucking having to use my phone hotspot. I hate having to use that. I imagine it's not bad if you have a good phone, but I have one of them Obama phones, so after a while the hotspot just drops out and you have to reboot it up, turn it off and turn it back on. Then you have to reconnect the computer to it. What I got going on now is super fast and it reaches a long way. So you know that shit fucking is dangerous to sleep, you know, right there next to it. It's weaponized shit. It's right on the other side of the wall from my bed. I'm almost thinking I should unplug the shit at night. Get Spectrum in the habit of, hey, it's gonna get turned off, you know? I don't know. I'll try sleeping with it on tonight and see how I feel. See if I feel any adverse effects. Like, you know, sometimes you can tell you get a headache and shit from a strong router, you know, sleeping too close to it. Some people don't know that. They didn't know, you know, they don't know about flicker rates and none of the shit. None of the mind control shit that's being used. It's not really called MK Ultra anymore. That's kind of just to distract you and make you think that all the shit that they used to do is in the past, when now they've got new technology and new techniques and new methods. They can do shit remotely. They can do shit with drones. They have thermal imaging devices in everything, you know, so it's like they can see you through your ceiling. They can see what you're doing, where you're at, you know, exactly where you're at. You know, I mean, if you're somebody that they're looking at like that, they can see you. They can see your thermal image. I've been investigated like that before, that's how I know. I've had helicopters with thermal imaging fly over the fucking house I was in, looking to see if I was there. While somebody was at the door knocking, on the phone was somebody that was in contact with the pilot. And the pilot was telling them, tell the guy at the door, yeah, he's in there. Because I could hear him tell him. You know, he had his phone on speakerphone. Yeah, he's in there. Well, it never got confirmed because I didn't answer the door. It was like, you know, well, you know where I'm at. It doesn't mean I'm going to talk to you. Your investigation is bogus and I don't feel like fucking, you know, humoring you in it anymore. You know, fucking I've talked to fucking investigators how many times already. You come to the same conclusion. I am rightfully on SSI. I am not pulling no scam or fraud. I am really fucked up in a lot of different ways. I really am unemployable by all common standards. If I could get my license back, I would defy that, though. I would get pizza delivery jobs. I would work for Quest, because, well, I know somebody who can get me a job driving one of them little minivans, man, one of them super cool little minivans, delivering, you know, files and, whatever they put in them fucking coolers, you know? It's like blood and, I don't know, kidneys or whatever, you know? Whatever they're delivering from one facility to the other, you know? It wouldn't really be my business what it is. It's a legal job, and my job is just to take the package from one place to the other. So I could deliver small shit like that with no problem. I have, like, physical endurance issues, and I really got slapped in the face with it just trying to move a few items from Lisa and John's house into my apartment. That's like, and, you know, John having to fucking do most of the work. You know, me having to be a pussy, an old fucking wore out pussy, that let this dude do most of the work. So yeah, some people will be all like, oh, I'm being stalked by the police because of the coincidence. Because I'm sure it's coincidence. Surely, there's no cops stalking me, right? I mean, why don't you just league up with the feds and find out what they know, because they know everything. They're listening to my phone. They're fucking backdooring my laptop. It's like everything I do, they know. These guys know when I masturbate, what method I'm using, what wig I'm wearing, what dildos I'm using, you know, if I got my teeth out, if I'm sucking or getting fucked, if I'm pretending to be a woman with a fake vagina, you know, it feels like I'm getting penetrated with a dick, you know, but some people would mistake it to be like, you know, I'm using a fake vagina. But, no, it's actually, the way I design it is to feel like, you know, I have a vagina, like I've already had my operation, and I'm being penetrated. So it's like, it's a totally different, feeling, sensation that I create with that homemade thing that I make. With balloons. Yeah, and they made fun of me for the glove and for the balloons in some of their crappy fucking movies that I can't believe got green lights, man, because they're so crappy you can't even hardly watch them. They look like they were shot with camcorders and shit. But some of y'all have come across these movies and, you know, pointed them out to me. Just like, you know, some of y'all seen some of those old skits where they spoofed, you know, our lives and shit. You know, it's like, yeah, that really was us, you know. And yeah, now they got it in their non-tamperable, non-deletable spirit memory that they knew about me. And, you know, I was like a subject of conversation, something for them to make fun of. Even though I blow a lot of their little fucking young music artists away, man. I mean, you know, at my old age, even, you see, it's like I forgot more about shit than most of them will ever learn. And they're out there like they're delivering it. And people are accepting them like they're delivering it. And they're not delivering it, okay? They're phoning it in. And their shit is computer generated. It's not even done on any kind of musical instrument, like a synthesizer or something, you know? It's like, it starts fucking with a program and ends with a program. It's pretty goddamn sick. Once in a while, there might be a guitar on some shit like Katy Perry's got on her Teenage Dream song. There's some guitar on it, which makes it bearable, you know? I was like riding down the road dancing to it one day. After dropping my little girlfriend off in Gaylord. She was my girlfriend for a couple days. till she decided she didn't like me no more. But I still wear the amethyst she gave me. I actually put it into a necklace and wear it. It looks like a little Indian thing. The Kentucky kid's like, what's up with the Indian thing hanging from your neck? Like it's an amethyst. And it puts a bubble of good energy around me. Positive energy. You know, if I will emanate positive energy, it helps magnify it, you see. Crystals can do that for you. The energy that you emanate, you know, you can magnify them, amplify them. You know, it's like running shit through an amplifier. The right crystal, right? And an amethyst has like some super good abilities, I found out. My ex-wife's man manifested. You know, my ex-wife was miserable as fuck. She was so fucking sad. Alright? I got to feel a little bit about how sad she felt by how sad I ended up feeling. And she just endured it for a long time. And I still kind of hate the fuckers that help bring it about, like, you know, Bear Fag Ben and, you know, fake Christian Ann. But, you know, fuck them, right? If there was malice in that, then they'll have to answer for that. That's something that it's in their non-tapeable, non-deletable spirit memory. I don't have to worry about it. We're connected, spirit memory-wise. As well, if you're at work and you got people from both sides telling you how unhappy you should be, eventually you will feel unhappy. And that's how people got programmed to be murmurers in their tents, where they're unhappy, they complain about everything, they're whiny, they're bitchy, you know, screechy. It's like, wait a minute. You have everything to be grateful for. You actually have it better than kings had it. You know, if you ever visited an old castle, they didn't have nothing modern. You have Wi-Fi and everything. Hot water, fucking at the turn of a knob, shift of a lever, whatever. Push of a button. You have fucking a refrigerator. You have fucking a stove to cook on. It's like, come on, man. You got everything catered to you. And the power of gratitude that you should feel. I mean, because you should feel a whole lot of gratitude to be, you know, living in this era. And you should be trying to pay it forward by service with your life to make other things feel good, right? And instead, you get programmed by the mainstream to cry about shit. Whine about shit. God hates murmurers in their tents, man. He hates that shit. You're all crying and shit. It's like you can't find nothing to be grateful about. Hey, you're not the animal suffering that you, the complainer, will not, you know, stop being self-focused long enough to help it. Even though you told Yah before you came here, that's one of the things I will do. Yes, I will put that in my non-tapeable, non-deletable spirit memory to make me valuable for the next timeline. So then it gets recorded in your spirit memory as an omission. And your thoughts get recorded that were more important than your cause. You know, some of you only had one little thing to do, and you dropped the ball. You failed your pre-existence. You didn't do that one little tiny thing. You wouldn't do it. But man, your feet ran quick to do a whole bunch of evil shit, didn't they? Shit you weren't supposed to do. You see what you replaced? You know, you put on the balance scale instead of what was supposed to go on it. Something good, you put something bad on it. You see, you put something bad on the bad side. So then there's more weight against you than for you. And that's what happens when you die. You end up getting time looped and spiritually executed, so you don't ever get born. You never came here. You never got born. You didn't perpetuate anything, and you never failed to do anything. You know, there's more than one like ancient scroll. That's a helicopter flying pretty close. There's more than one ancient scroll that talks about all this stuff that we already know. That when like traditional religionists
like Christians or whatever, or the other peoples. It's like they hear it and they like, oh wow, what a heretic. But and we think when because of their religionized perspective on the science of God, it's like we think they're the heretics, really stupid, zombified, controlled. They don't do nothing good with their resources and their time, and they serve a church from a fucking pew. It's like, here's my money. There you go. Bought my way to heaven this week. You see? Bring the tithe into the church. Why? The pastor need a new bed? Did he wear the other one out? Fucking all the little children and all the fucking parishioners' wives? What's up? You need a line of coke like fucking Jimmy Swaggart? A steak and a fucking crack hoe? What's up? I remember my family starving for that motherfucker to get fucked up and get fucked. My dad crying because he had to call his goddamn parents and ask for help because his retarded wife sent everything to Jimmy Swaggart. There's nothing in the bank to buy food or buy propane. It's like shit. My dad, his mind kind of got fucked. He was always fucked anyway. My grandma was fucked. We come from two inbred ass fucking bloodlines. One of them brags about it in the family tree book. It was like same last name, Marion, same last name. It's like, and they recorded that shit and put it in a library in a big book. It's like, damn, man, you should have been trying to hide that shit. It's one thing to have it on your relative's bookshelf, but you got that in the library, man. Or anybody could see, wow, y'all just a bunch of inbreds. We're inbreds. Comes from my mom's side and my dad's side. My dad and all them guys, my grandpa used to look at us all just like horrified. Wow, they're crazy as hell. I didn't understand it because I didn't know the stuff back then that I know now. About the taboo sex and, all the weird shit, the abortions of, inbred babies shit. It's just like I just didn't know all the shit. I didn't understand nothing. And I didn't understand that my grandfather accused me of fucking my grandmother on numerous occasions without actually saying it. Not saying it to me, though, saying it to her. Like, one time he said in front of me, because I don't know, my brother would crawl on her bed, my grandfather's bed, while he was at work, and he'd fuck it all up. And my grandma would not make it in there to get it remade before he'd get home. And one of the times he complained about that bed, he said, well, I must have fun on that bed today, because it was still messed up. And she busted out, oh my God, and reached out to touch my cheek, because she thought I was going to cry or something. I don't know. I didn't understand what I was hearing, and I didn't know what he was implying. Because all this was after I had, reached puberty and shit, so I had a real dick. And I don't know, I guess it was, he was implying that my grandma had done something with my dad, so, she would just naturally do it with her grandkids too. I don't know, that's just what, I put together in my head from the things that, later on, what you heard, but you couldn't decipher it because you had an innocence and you didn't know about stuff that went on. You thought it was just happening to you, Like, I just thought everybody was in on it. Because, people noticed I disappeared with dudes. Came back with my lips all puffed up, looking like girls' lips. My fucking cheeks fucking goddamn, my face just looked like it had been fucked. I looked like a little girl. Even with my head shaved, I still looked feminine. My little butt was plump and girly. And my whole life I was like that. Even when I was fat, I was fucking pretty and feminine. And when I was a kid, there was a lot of motherfuckers that took advantage of it. I don't know how they knew I'd do it and keep my mouth shut. But the line is so long, there's some prostitutes that have not fucked and sucked as many dicks as I did as a child between the ages of 4 and 9 years old. There was a 5-year period where I was heavily in service to all entities in the ghetto, at the big fucking parties that Italians throw where, nobody knows where anybody's at, so you can disappear with somebody in a room, in a linen closet, in the basement. At the church, it was in the basement a lot. I don't know what it is about religious people in basements, but that's also where the dungeon was at the pastor/prophet's house. Where he'd say, "Oh, there's devils down there, don't go down there," because he didn't want me down there unless I was all drugged up. And, there was also just like, the people think that transgender people won't touch a child. Well, these transgender people did. They sure did. Yeah. Repeatedly. So I don't think that, just because I'm transgender, transsexual, that, people should regard me as, I'm not a threat to their kids, because I know that other transgender people, when I was a kid, were a threat to me. You see? So, you see these things where they have the transsexuals reading books to children and shit. What is their spirit? Like, my spirit is, okay, a child has nothing to offer me, male or female, sexually. I can't even look at them like that. That would ruin sex for me, okay? When I was a little kid, sexually, I didn't look at, I would have to look at, like, full-grown women in magazines to, like, play doctor, do all the, sex stuff that you do with people when you're a little kid. Because you experiment and play, you find these magazines. I would have to look at, because, I wasn't attracted to boobies that looked like my own boobies. I wanted big boobies like what's the full-grown women had. I wasn't attracted to, the little girl vagina. I wanted, the full-grown woman vagina. You see, it's like I wasn't attracted to children as a child. You see? Now, there was an era of my life where, you're growing up, but other people are still young, and you're doing stuff. And, then it's almost like, you are because you're adult size, You see what I'm saying? It's like, there's a karma line. You might pay for years, and you might get time looped. That's why you shouldn't do nothing like that. You see? But I sincerely believe that they're doing shit to people to make people do stuff that they wouldn't do. And they love to catch kids and make them do it so that they cross the karma line. Like make them torture an animal or something. They'll control their mind. It's already compromised. Their mind's already compromised. And then they've compromised it more. And they've taken control of it. And then they get these kids to do something like hurt an animal or commit a sex crime, And then you ask the kid, why did you do it? And they say it, I don't know. And it's an honest answer. They don't know why they did it. I was one of them kids that got botted a lot. I have 2 scars on my head from thinking I was Superman, or that Superman's ability to fly came from a cape. So I used a rug around my neck and tried to fly off my papa's front porch in Tennessee. In a rube area where they were doing experiments from the hospital on kids, because they figured the, inbred hillbillies ain't gonna know the difference if they did something while they were in the hospital getting emergency treatment. And I was getting emergency treatment on my head. I didn't have no injury on the right side of my head at all. But for some reason, I have a scar on my right eye, right in the corner of my eye. and it matches a lot of other people's scar. And okay, like they're about the same age, and there is the, the erased from the internet now stuff that was about the, one of the things, putting cameras in people's eyes and shit, kids' eyes, stuff like that. And I always had a problem with my left eye. Like it would get these little hot dogs on it while I was sleeping, and I couldn't get it to open. And I'm pretty sure it was my left eye. My left eye is the one that's fucked up now, where I have to put a little bit of vegetable shortening on it every day under, on my bottom eyelid, because it just wrinkles up real bad, like somebody tried to fry my eyelid, and it looks pretty scary, like reptilish or something. So yeah, and the other one doesn't get like that. My right eye doesn't. And it reminds me of the optometrist who got down on his knees and made sure he only talked to my right eye. So I don't know if he was trying to avoid talking to the camera or if he was talking to the camera. But I'm sure that he was trying to tell me something with that. I just don't know if he's the type who would want to talk to the camera or somebody who would want to avoid it. You see? But then there's also the science of eyes. Doesn't what you see with your right eye come out on the left side of your head or some shit? You see? I know I have some weird head shit. I have the 2 lightning bolts, look like SS marks on my head. On the left side of my head, when my head's shaved, it looks like I've got this super cool SS lightning bolt, markings on my head that are actually scars, right? From me spilling my brains on my papa's, front porch. And it's like, I've had that all my life, that since I was 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. I was probably 4 years old. And then I remember I stepped on a nail, a rusty nail, at the first house we lived in on Melvin, just south of 12 Mile, between Utica and Gratiot, and Roseville, which is a suburb of Detroit. And it got infected, so they took me to the hospital to give me a tetanus shot, right? So what, did they put those in your butt? I don't know. But you see, I've had a lot of weird fucking experiences. Which, hey man, reminds me, I seen a rerun at the motel the last week I was there, South Park, of the one of Cartman where everybody was ignoring him except for Butters, so he thought he was dead. They took Butters to get him, therapy and shit, and they hooked him up to this machine that fucked him in his ass. It's like, man, oh man, the stuff that, this generation, they have toys to acclimate kids to butt sex. They have taught in some schools little 5-year-old boys how to insert into their own anuses female vaginas. Vaginas are not female vaginas, but female condoms, that are designed for vaginas. You see, why would you need to teach a little boy how to do that? You see, it's things are fucked up, and they've been like this for a long time, and you can't say, it just kicked in with Trump, because it was happening before him. And it's like, shit, Trump's not all that. He's a controlled little puppet. He's just less controlled than a lot of the other people. He's like a wild cannon. They're still pulling the cable to send the cannonball. So they time it, and they aim it, but sometimes he swivels a little bit and doesn't shoot the ball at what he's supposed to shoot it at. You know, that kind of thing. You know, loose cannon. I'm kind of, you know, thinking that's just what it means. A wave hit the boat, and the cannon swiveled a little bit and didn't hit its mark. You know, loose cannon also could connotate it's loose on the ground, and when the soldier blows it off, it fucking fucks him up. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to connotate, but to me it's always connotated that it's like, hey, you know, the cannon got aimed, but then it got diverted from its target, you see. So yeah, I'm in the van instead of like over there sitting in the woods, because we're just, I don't know, about 3 blocks away from the freeway if you could just walk directly across these woods here. And it's pretty fucking loud. But y'all know this place is like a soundstage, right? And it keeps seeing the warning. I don't ever read or ever, you know, check one of those videos out, but you always see it in the title. At least one tarot card reader is warning, Virgo, things are not what they seem. And I already know that, you see. It's just, you know, you have to figure out to what level, to what degree are things not what they seem, you see, so that you know what you're dealing with. All right, I've talked to y'all a whole long time. And, you know, I really like, you know, I appreciate y'all and love y'all. And, you know, I know the YouTube view counts don't show up, but I see that y'all are still looking at me on YouTube. And if you look at BitChute, you know, the view counts are actually what the statistics say my view counts are on YouTube. But BitChute actually shows the real view counts. And on BitChute, I've got some stuff that, you know, is getting quite a few view counts. Even more than the statistics in YouTube will show, even though they won't show you. You know, like when you look at the video, you see, oh, it's got 8 views. You know, 6 months later, it's got 31 views. You know, yeah. But in the statistics, it's got 1,300 views, 1,321 views, you know, 900 views, you see. So it's like, they're such fucking dick fucks, man. And I don't know what's up with Susan Wojcicki, that she has no sense of shame, man. You're going to leave up videos of animals being tortured and kids being sexualized, and take down videos of people talking. You know what? Dialogue should be desired. Opposing dialogue should be desired too. Okay? If the opposing dialogue, you know, if you can't combat it, maybe what it's opposing is too frail. You know what I'm saying? It has no merit. It never had any credibility. You see? I mean, if you really have to take down opposing viewpoints to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's idiocracy, and it's stupid, and you can't make people that stupid and still have a functioning society. Okay, I know you think you're gonna make this slave mass hive mind slave host to Satan, aka the ancient AI, out of those who survive the injection, but it's gonna backfire. Come on, from the future, it already got wrote, it already got told, and it got sent way back in the past here. But it was wrote from the future, man. You know that, you know, you do get totally fucked up for this shit, and you really should just stop before Lucifer gets here and catches you trying to desecrate his crop of humans, because he regards these motherfuckers as his shit. And you're fucking with his women, got them tattooing themselves and poisoning their bodies with all kinds of chemicals and shit. You're got people decimating their health with this shit over their face. It's like, you know, you got people scared of fucking their minds up so bad that they're so stupid they'll be afraid of fairy tales and the air. It's like, come on, man, you're gonna have to pay at some point. You're gonna pay in the time loops, but I think you're gonna have to pay here in real time too, in the 3D, very soon, if you don't pull back. If you don't, like, wake up and realize what you're doing is folly. All right, y'all. I don't think the AI or anybody that programmed it is as smart as us, or it would realize that it needs to promote us and snuff out everything that we stand against, and snuff out all them animal torture videos for real. Anything with a kitty or a puppy or another animal being hurt, the people watching that, they don't exist. They get time looped as those animals. So do the people who provided the content. And so does everyone who provides the platform and everyone who advertises on it. That's how Wall Street gets took down, is just from benefiting from the toxicity, you see? All right. The Bureau Planet X happening up again up in this shit. But there ain't no hieroglyphs to fucking talk about these motherfuckers, yo. Haha. So it's got to be like totally undone, taken all the way back to the starting point and restarted, the restore point. Bill Gates should have been able to appreciate this message and heed it, But I guess he just thinks that this is the end all be all. You're not saving nothing. There's a crash point coming. And it's bigger than you. Because, Yah is bigger than you. He's like a god. Some people call him that as a name, even though it's not his name. And you're about to be taught some respect real soon, buddy. For real, how old are you already? And hey, you hypocrite, you're sitting there fucking after an act and everybody else has to fucking not be close to each other and wear a mask and shit, and y'all sitting there giggling about poisoning people. Oh, the next one, hee 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 hee. You didn't have a mask on and you were sitting too close to your gargoyle. For real. All right, y'all. Now I'm done. God damn it. Be at peace, everybody.